in the charts, market is pretty mixed today. Market is in fact nervous ahead of what or may not what may or may not bring the ECB next week. The fact is that the euro continues to fall. In fact, it has reached a fresh almost 10-year low today around 1725 when the European Court ruled that the OETM programs are, let's say, legal if they meet some conditions, right? And that was seen in the market as a green light for the launch of full quantitative easing next week. Anyway, for the most, the market, the general sentiment in the market is that the dollar is bullish. It will continue rising, but these days you can see that pound has been, for example, a bit reluctant to follow the euro lead and remains range bound, pressuring the 152 figure, while at the same time the ongoing woes in Europe and are giving a heavy tone to stocks, and that's weighing on dollar Japanese yen. Dollar Japanese yen is at multi-month weeks low, and seems they're going to go farther lower there. But anyway, we are here to talk about retail sales, and the market is expecting. Give me a second. Okay, here we are.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a decline, 0.1 decline for the December.
Okay.
Really,
Okay. Yeah.
yes.
I'm sorry, Mauricio. I hear you a bit fluffy, but you mean the market is expecting a decline, right? How are
Yeah, the
you?
market.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank
Welcome.
you.
Sorry. Sorry.
No
Welcome.
worries. Good morning. Yeah, the market is expecting a decline,
Yeah, a pretty big
0.1
one.
decline. I am really surprised because I am here in the United States right now, and I was watching stores this Christmas, and it was really busy the store.
Yeah, in fact, I would expect a surprise to the upside precisely because of what you're saying. We have the seasonal Christmas selling in December, so it will be a huge disappointment, in fact, if the reading is actually as negative as expected, right? Usually on December and when Christmas seasonal sales, we see a rise in retail sales. But let's see what the reading came out finally, right? In the
Yes.
meantime, we have import and export prices. Also, despite minor data, right, they are also expected to decline a bit. So, not good news. The fact is that the U.S. is not the only economy with suffering from some deflationary pressures. I believe, in fact, that the biggest pressure is on Europe, right? In Europe and United Kingdom, in the United States, a bit lighter. But anyway, there it is, the inflationary pressure. Inflation is not picking up in the US, and as if we don't have a higher inflation in the US, we don't have uh, consumption, right? Market people does not waste their money, and that will mean the inflation won't rise up to 2%. And if inflation does not raise, then the Fed won't touch rates anytime soon, right? So that's the main point hovering around inflation, consumption, retail sales today. It's all market is seeing almost anything in function of what the Fed may or may not do with rates and when, right? Well, they will raise them. Not, we don't know when, right? Not before April. That's the only thing we know for
Yeah,
now,
that's
right?
right. So, Valeria, what is your thoughts on the euro dollar? The dollar is right now on low
Well,
for many years.
yeah, it has recovered a bit above former lows in the 1750 area, but it's still capped by 18. So I don't know. I do expect that some short-term selling if we touch 18 or these highs around 1810, right? Meaning that this area between 10 and 20. If somehow the euro advances today, I would expect some selling interest to appear at those levels, right?
Yes.
But if, on the other hand, if we break back below 15, 1715, I would expect the decline to extend down to 1680. I'm not expecting a lot of volatility these days, particularly because there's a hurdle of European data coming in. the next days, right? We have on Friday inflation in the euro area, and that will be key for next week ECB decision, right? So the market is sort of in a waiting mode, but it's clear that the market is pretty bearish in there. Okay,
Yeah. So the
so
line in the sun is like 818, right? The
what
1.18. Your line in the sun,
Yeah,
yeah, you say that
really short term, this is a line in the sand. Fact is that the pair may rise up to 120, where it left a weekly opening up at the beginning of the year without really harming the bearish trend, without really signaling a long-term bottom has come to place, and we are
okay,
talking about 250 pips rally.
okay, nice.
I do believe
And
that 120 is a real line in the sand these days, not meaning market can profit, market can cover, and
yeah, there
you
should be
can
a
rise up to
huge
that
order.
level.
There,
Exactly. It's also a big psychological level. So I would like to see a pair above this level to think, well, maybe a bottom has finally come to play. And the fact is that there is no technical signs, neither fundamental ones, that suggest we may reach a bottom in the Eurodollar, right?
right.
This is the imbalance between central banks is the same. Uh, the ECB is planning to launch quantitative easing. The US has retrieved all, and it's ready to raise rates. So, if the fundamental picture behind the pair is not changing, what should price change really, right? It's beyond intraday spikes either side of the board. Dominant trend is bearish, and there we stand. Market may have made a pause these days, right, ahead of the news, but it was a tiny little news today, the one that favor another euro decline, and there we go, back to downside. So it's clear that market is waiting for fundamentals that support the dominant bearish trend. That's what we are seeing in the market these days.
I see. I see. And what
I
about the dollar yen? Dollar has lost like a 400 pips. The dollar yen is 500 pips in this years and 200 pips in the sterling
Yeah,
yen. Why is the yen is so strong right now?
I believe that the market is a bit cautious when it comes to the dollar depreciation. There have been several factors. First of all, I don't remember exactly in which part of Japan, but there have been some elections last week. Yeah, last Sunday, in a, let's say, a state of Japan. It's not actually called state, but anyway, the Prime Minister A party has lost support in there. The opposition won, right? So that's sort of a signal that Japan is not really uh, happy with the latest economics. That the market is the Japanese people is a bit fed up of this, and market has seen that as one of the big risk factor that's weighing in today in knowledge position. The other one that's weighing these days are stocks. The stocks are quite negative since the year
Yeah,
started. I know it has been just a week, but these 2 weeks have been pretty lossy. The main driver for stocks bearish movement is falling oil prices, right? We are at multi-year low, below 50, something unbelievable a couple of months ago. And energy companies are the biggest losers these days, right? And that sort of risk aversion is sending investors into the Japanese yen, right? So I do believe that there's constant support. Furthermore, what I'm seeing in the technical picture is that the downside is being favored. We have lower highs, lower low daily basis. The rally extends to the downside. So I do believe that there's a risk of another leg lower. We have another huge gap and filling here around 1230. So I won't be shocked if price breaks through this low, right? This December low, which stands around 1550, and then runs down to this area before it stabilizes a bit. But I'm pretty bearish in this one, short term, long term, mid term. I'm pretty bearish. I was expecting a break below this 1770 yesterday, and we got it. And the pair lost 100 pips in a blink with little effort. So I would expect further slides in here. And I don't see how stocks may gather momentum this upcoming day. So short term and for the upcoming sessions, this one is bearish. Not to mention in Europe, we also have elections in Greece, and everyone is talking again
Yeah,
about the Greek exit, right? So that's another risk aversion factor that's
but there is a
sending
fantasy.
investors
There is
here.
a
Sorry.
fantasy. There is a fantasy. I don't believe in any kind of option to Greece to be out of the Eurozone. It's like a noise, you know?
Well, yeah, you can believe, and I don't believe it either. I don't believe risk leaving the eurozone will be no issue, as some comments have been coming from Germany lately. I do believe it will be a huge issue, and that there's no way Europe may allow Greece to leave. Mostly after they have been injecting money in here like hell for the last
Yeah.
4 or 5 years, right? Well, how long has it been? So it would be crazy to let Greece down today. So I don't believe there's going to be a Greek exit, but the market is pricing the risk of a Greek exit, particularly if the Syriza party wins upcoming elections in January 25. That's the risk that we are pricing in markets, and that's what another factor weighting in the euro and favoring the yen. I was watching yesterday the Japanese euro yen. It's wild. It has been a wild slide in here, and we will probably continue even through this area 36 50 price zone. That's the main target, but it has been a huge reversal. Mm.
I see. Well, let's play something. What will be a good number for you? And what will be the reaction in the, for example, the Eurodollar?
About retail sales, you mean?
Yes, yes.
I don't believe that anything
Positive.
above. Market always compare. Okay, market always compare uh, the upcoming number, right, with the forecasted one, not the previous one. But I do believe that any positive number should be dollar positive. But if the number is above 0.7%, which was previous reading, November reading, we may see the euro breaking through the low and to fresh ones. 1680, that's my target. But if a retail sales number disappoints, then probably the euro may tick up to 118, but I'm really not seeing much of an upward potential in the euro. If the number is negative or disappointing, I'd rather go with pound that it keeps pressuring this 15,190, 52 area. And there's the high today, the 52.20, is a strong static resistance level. If we move above it, I would expect the pair to jump up to 50 to 70 or so. Are you okay? You fall down? Are you alive?
Yeah, yeah, I'm sorry, sorry.
No, I'm
I
kidding, I'm
was
kidding.
contacted with the base, you know. Okay, there is time to go.
Yeah,
Right
we're
now.
almost there, less than a minute for the news.
Oh, wow, there is a huge decline. Well, not huge decline, but there is 0.9 decline.
Oh,
0.9%
okay.
decline is,
Negative, right?
yeah, already
Worse,
negative.
much worse than expected. So there we have the euro nearing 18, as we were commenting, pound breaking to 52. So market is it's taking it as expected.
Yeah.
Dollar to the cent is pressuring
Retail
to 80.
sales autos, retail sales exactly 1% down in the
Okay,
same day.
okay. Oh, pretty negative.
Very negative.
Okay. Yes, the core reading is less minus 1%. Sorry, that's it.
Yeah, minus 1%. Yes.
Yeah, pretty negative number indeed.
So we can expect dollar versus stocks to go down.
Uh, what? Sorry. Okay.
We can
I have
expect
to
the
turn off.
dollar going down and the stocks as well. The stocks are
I'm
falling right now.
what? Sorry. Let me turn off that sound in the background so I can hear you better because every time you say something, it's ring ring.
Yeah, I know. United States stocks, Wall Street is
Ah,
poised to be down as
stocks.
well
Yeah.
again. Yeah. Right
Sorry,
now
sorry.
it's falling right now.
I was not hearing. Oh, okay. Take a look at the Nikkei. It's falling towards. It's about to reach December low. Not far away. Huge support right now. 100 simple moving average first, and then December low. And we have a strong same for Dow Jones Industrial Average, testing at 100 DMA. Simple moving average in the daily chart. Critical support here. I do believe that the time has come for that huge corrective movement in stocks. Market has been
Oh, I see. So you think there will be a huge correction in the dollar market?
uh, if this digit, if we lost this
Yeah.
70 level, we are lost in here.
So in the short term, what are your targets?
What? Sorry.
Your targets in the euro dollar and
Okay. My
in the
targets.
short term, yes.
Well, I do believe I said in the pound. I do believe that if we hold above this area now, 50 to 70 area comes likely. There we go. Strong upward movement. The euro a bit reluctant in this area, 1810. I won't be buying, nothing. I rather be waiting because I believe that if with this level holds, we may see it moving back down. But if we finally break higher, we can reach up to this 1850 price zone.
And look at
And
the yen. The yen is
yeah,
down.
1550. December low 1550. That's the target here,
Yeah.
this area. Oh, see, I didn't see how the Australian dollar is reacting. I was following a pretty choppy price behavior in here. We have a spike higher, but it was quickly diluted. So, although the long-term trend seems to be bottoming in here, right? It's there still a lot of way to go before we can confirm this bottom. Probably above 83, break above 83 or so. That would confirm a bottom. In the meantime, I'm not seeing it much clearer mid-term, long-term in this particular one. Okay, the euro broke above 1810 and seems ready to continue advancing. It's also being held by bleeding stocks, so 1840, 1850 seems probable bullish target.
1840.
Yeah, short term, right?
And naturally the gold is jumping here to 1200 gold.
Do we have more fundamental news ahead today? I didn't check.
Yeah, we have the crude oil stock, the business inventory.
That will be interesting one because if
Yeah.
stocks are too high, above expected, then oil will fall again, and that should fuel the slide
Yeah.
in stocks, and oil can break loose.
And at
Be a
the
pretty
top of the day, at midnight, we will have the beige book, the Fed beige
yeah
book.
yeah that one. Despite relevant for the Fed, I don't see it moving the market too much lately. So it will be, of course, relevant, but for the Fed, not for us, because of the time of the day of release. The market
Yeah.
hardly reacts to it. And we have Bank of England Governor Carney speaking in 40 minutes or so.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. Sorry.
Well, mm, not much.
Okay, I do believe. Okay, the stocks will continue to slide, and Nikkei is below the or pressuring low of late December, around. No, this month low. Sorry, approaching December low, not far away. So we're
Retail, yeah, retail sales in the December was very negative, but also November data that was revised down.
yeah.
From
Oh,
0.
okay, so
No,
that's.
zero point 0.7 to zero point
Oh,
0.4.
yeah, I see it now. See, yeah, the previous numbers were revised to downside,
Yes.
so the dollar will probably continue. It's bearish intraday move today, led by Japanese yen gains and guinea pound gains. There we go, approaching to the 50 to 70 area. We may find some sellers there, so if you're long in here, take out your profits.
Well, you
That's
know
a
what?
nice
In
run.
2014, December, January 2014 was also a negative number. And then another negative number was in September. Only two negative months in the last year. So it's like a copy in the trend in 2016. It's early to say, but it's very interesting to watch.
Yeah,
So let's see what's going on today.
yeah. There's a strong support in here, but it seems we're going to break it. The euro is advancing slower than the rest.
The cable is over
Yeah, almost reaching.
52.50.
Yeah, 70 pips up.
And what about the gold? What do you think about the gold?
And gold is I have been following it lately. It's struggling around this highs from December 1238, but it seems we're going to continue to go higher. I believe that we may reach up to 1255 or
I
so in
agree.
the coming days. Yeah, that's the low I'm looking for. We have a huge resistance area right where we are with highs and lows in the daily chart, as you can see. So it's not easy, not an easy level, current one, but ever since approaching production cost, the metal has been slowly aiming higher, and we have been pretty bullish this year. So I'm expecting some limited gains. I'm not thinking of gold at 14 or 1500s, but I do believe that we are going to see a real recovery in here, at least until we have clear news on what the Fed may do. If the Fed decides to hike rates in April, right, the gold could suffer a huge setback. But in the meantime, I believe the upside is favored.
Okay. So let's do a wrap up. Aurelia, if you want to share your thoughts, what the market to expect in the
Okay,
opening day, what is going on with the dollar, what's the target
okay,
to watch. Go
okay.
ahead.
For the most, I can say that I was behind disappointing today in the United States, and that triggered a dollar sell-off rally in the short term that has favored for the most the stronger Japanese yen and the more reluctant to fall pound at this point. I do believe that both have more chances to continue rising against the greenback than the euro for its soft weakness. And I could expect that this current rallies will continue, particularly if during U.S. session right? Stocks continue to fall. They will lead the way down for the greenback today. Uh, in the American session, the key reading will be the oil stocks piles. If they are way above expected, that may trigger another oil slide that will drag stocks lowards, and that will keep the greenback under pressure against other currencies. For the euro, the pair has pulled back to that 1810 area. So I do believe that selling on spikes is still more profitable than trying to buy on rallies, right? And for the dollar Japanese yen, despite whatever corrective movement in the really short term we may see right now, the pair is looking for a test of 1550, the summer low, and we will probably extend towards that level in the upcoming hours. So selling is also the best choice for me there.
I see. So dollar down, stocks down, gold up,
Yen up, pound up.
yen up, pound up.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what
Uh,
I'm expecting for today.
yeah, but watch out. This is short term. This need more confirmation in the middle term. And tomorrow we have key data in the United States. We have, let me check. We have the Empire State Manufacturing Index, the
Okay.
jobless claims, and Friday we will have the CPI. Okay.
In the States and in Europe. And tonight, in the upcoming Asian session, we have employment figures in Australia. That will be
Um,
key. Maybe that report is the one meant to define the trend in Aussie. Okay, guys, so stay tuned to that report. That could finally push Australian dollar in certain direction.
okay, nice. So Valeria, thank you very much for your help and your nice comments. We'll be a pleasure to be with you again next time.
Thank you, and thank you for sharing your time with me. Thank you, everyone. And yeah, see you back soon, okay?
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye bye. Bye.